Okay, so welcome to Traveling with Miss Daisy. I'm in Miss Daisy. I'm away at the moment. I've just come back from a trip, which actually just rained most of the day, but it was actually not. It was lovely anyway. I've posted photos of that and everything else on YouTube for that. This one is I've been back for about a day and a half, and then for work, and then I'm headed off again with a small bunch of good women. We're actually camping for this weekend, which is really nice. The weather's supposed to be absolutely beautiful, so it's not going to be super hot, but the weather's going to be great. It's not going to rain, so it's be lovely in that aspect. But then it'll be freezing cold as well, so we'll be able to light a fire and do that sort of stuff. Maybe a bit of cooking and stuff. Have a few drinks. I've already started, but anyway. It's so where am I? I'm in Minnivale. Okay, it's a free camp. It used to be a small town. Still got a wheat bin here, and there's a farming area. It's about 10 k's east of Darren. So if that's what roughly to give you a ballpark figure, there's a small burnt out bakery here, which has got a bit of like a historical value of it. There's a few houses, about probably two or three, I think people still live here as well, that you can still come and stay. The actual place itself is really lovely. It's actually, we're in August, so it's green. There's grass area, but you have to be careful because we've had a lot of rain and there's patches that are a bit boggy, but there's quite a large piece of bitumen area which you actually can camp on. They've actually got a fire ring as well, camped up here. There's always a few people. Last year we had heaps of people camping up, just passing through and everything else. It's actually quite nice. You do get a bit of traffic mainly from the locals and everything else, and the trains, but at the moment trains really aren't running much at this time of the year. So I don't know what it's like in the summertime or in the other times of the year. It's really hard. There's a flushing toilet here, and there's a cold shower. The cold shower area doesn't have a door, and I don't know. I haven't checked it out this year. Last year we checked it out, and it wasn't much. But none of us wanted to have a cold shower anyway, so it was too cold for that. But there is one if you need one. There is a tap here. I presume it's fresh water because there's got flushing toilets, so I presume they're still on the scheme, and it would make sense. There is a dump point here. There is a picnic table here. There's a picnic table they've moved outside. There's a shed here which has got some historical memorabilia if people aren't shacked up in it. But at the moment people are shacked up in it, so they're staying there at the moment. So people are probably homeless, needing somewhere to stay, which I don't blame them. It's really quite hard this day and age, and it's very cold out here. Oh my goodness. Especially at the moment. Today's going to be a clear sky. Weekend's going to be lovely, but it's going to be really quite cold. So yeah, it should be good. Sorry to say, Darren. So Darren's probably about maybe 2.5 hours from Perth, roughly, east. A couple of days ago, I had the Darren Field Day, so it's usually on a Wednesday and a Thursday. It's a agricultural fair, but it's sort of like more machinery than it is sideshow, but I think more sideshow's taken over these days. Otherwise it's quite a lovely sort of place. I'll try and get some photos of the bakery and everything else tomorrow. If it's not so windy, it's a really hard thing to talk to at the moment because the wind just takes you away. And also, I'm not really great filming around other people. At the moment, we're quiet. It's actually lovely. I'm the only on the grass area. I'm the only one here. There's a few people, like I said, homeless. They're camped up, and there's another couple I presume a couple, I don't know, on the corner anyway, camping anyway. So they're taking advantage of it. Like I said, last year there's heaps of people camped here. It's still early yet. People could still come up and everything else and camp. But at the moment, it's really nice. I'm sort of camped away from everybody, but I'll find somebody who needs to be camped right next door to me. There's plenty of space, but there's always someone. But anyway, not to worry. So that's what we're going to do. So, yeah. I will try and check in and see and take some more photos and everything else. More likely to take photos than everything else because I'm a solo person. So it makes it very hard for me to take photos and talk at the same time while I'm driving. It's not going to be my thing. So unfortunately, but I am trying to take you all out and do more stuff with you guys instead of sending photos in and just saying, oh, look, this is where I've been. I am trying to be more interactive and everything else. So give me some patience. I will get there eventually, and I'll stop trying not to talk too fast as well. I know I do that, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoy my adventures. The church is built in 1925, and you can still have mass at 9:30. The bakery was built in 1927. It was by the Lynn family, and they had quite a few bakeries in the area, all over. They created anything from a wedding cake to a suckling pig for the area. Minnivale was developed in 1911. It was named after Minnie Fraser, who was the daughter of the Commissioner of the Crown Lands. It was actually named after, in 1911, by a forest, named after the daughter. It had shops, schools, the whole lot a Minnivale town does, different things. The only thing left now is the church is still standing. A few of the buildings are still standing, but they've done as homes, private residence or homes. And then some of them are just skeletons and mainly just chimneys and stuff left over. I've taken a few photos. It is very windy here, so it's very hard to do any conversation at all. I've actually sort of protected a bit with the caravan blocking me from the wind, so I can actually talk a bit outside. But other than that, it's still quite windy around me, and you can hear the wind buzzing past me. So it was lovely last night. We had a campfire going. A few of the ladies looking at the open sky, because it was a clear sky. It was actually really nice, beautiful sunny day, but of course quite cold, as you can see why I'm all rugged up. Otherwise, yeah, it's quite lovely. The rest of the ladies will rock up tonight, so hopefully I might try and take some photos, if I remember, take some photos of some open sky and the campfire and everything else, because that's what camping's all about, getting out and doing stuff. Apparently the place is under offer, so it's interesting to see that. So it's been Crown land, I suppose. So yeah, I wonder what they'll keep. Whether they'll keep it as it is or they'll develop it. So it's not much of a town at all. It's only got the only thing that works here is the CBH building. There's no shops here. You have to go to town, which is about 10 minutes in town, and that sort of thing. So there's really nothing out here. It's just a very old ghost town sort of thing, realistically, because but there's a few places up for sale. There's about three houses that people live in, but that's really about it, actually. So yeah, I suppose if you want to get away from the rat race and be isolated, which is quite isolating out here, it's very nice. But it has electricity and has skin water, so it's quite nice. It's quite lovely out here. It's very peaceful, that's for sure. And here is the campfire ring. This is the shed. There's people staying in there, and then you've got around the corner. You do have a few people squatted there. Otherwise, it's really quite lovely. The wind is still a bit shocking, but never mind. Shower and toilets. This is the toilet. Okay, and we've got a couple of bins, recycling ones as well, a shower, and there's the dump point. The grass here is a fire pit. Okay. And there's an honour box. Alright, this is Rosie. It's one of the tin dogs that we made. It's actually quite a large dog, as you can see. Very cute. And there's another one as well. Okay, so this is in the street. We are looking at the different shops, the different houses in the different structure, and the different facades in the area. It's actually quite small. It's not a big town, but it's quite lovely, actually. And then as we walk up the top, as you can see, the pub's up the top there, the 2-story pub. There's a structure in the middle of the roundabout. It's nice gardens. And there's another, I'm not sure what the structure is, but it looks interesting anyway. It's in the middle of the road. Okay, so this is Rusty. Okay, they're actually quite big, actually. The Pioneer Highway. And they've got lots of tractors. Thank you for watching.